Welcome to this comprehensive guide on building a successful AI startup. I'm going to share insights from Silicon Valley mentors who've been through multiple startup cycles. This is a rigorous, scientifically grounded approach to navigating the AI landscape. Let's start by understanding the current landscape. The AI startup ecosystem has exploded, but the success rate remains brutally low. Only about 1 in 10 venture-backed AI startups will return significant capital to investors. Here's the brutal reality. 10% of startups capture 90% of the returns. Over $200 billion has been invested in AI startups in the past 3 years alone. So let's ask a critical question. Why do most AI startups fail? The answer isn't what most people think. Most people believe AI startups fail because of bad technology. They think the models don't work or the algorithms are flawed. But the reality is different. Most AI startups fail because they build technology looking for a problem, rather than solving a real problem that customers are willing to pay for. This is the product-market fit problem. After analyzing hundreds of successful and failed AI startups, we can identify 3 fundamental pillars that determine success. Pillar 1, solving a real problem that customers have today. Pillar 2, having defensible technology that creates a moat. Pillar 3, achieving positive unit economics early. You need all 3. Let's dive deep into Pillar 1. How do you know if you're solving a real problem? Silicon Valley mentors use what's called the hair on fire test. If someone's hair is on fire, they'll pay anything for water. Your AI solution should address a problem that urgent. Imagine a customer with their hair on fire. They need a solution immediately. They're not casually browsing, they're desperate. That's the kind of problem you want to solve. Let me give you a concrete example. Consider AI for radiology. Radiologists are drowning in images. A typical radiologist reviews 50 to 100 scans per day. Let's do a back-of-envelope calculation to understand the magnitude of this problem. A radiologist reviews about 75 scans per day on average. Each scan takes approximately 8 minutes to review thoroughly. That's 600 minutes or 10 hours of pure reading time per day. Add in breaks and administrative tasks, and you're looking at 12-hour workdays. This is clearly unsustainable. This is exactly the kind of hair-on-fire problem that's worthy of AI intervention. Radiologists are burned out, error rates increase with fatigue, and demand is growing faster than supply. Now let's look at a counterexample. Many startups build AI tools for generating social media captions. Ask yourself, is writing social media captions a hair-on-fire problem? Are customers desperate for this solution? The answer is no. Writing captions takes maybe 5 minutes. It's a minor inconvenience, not a critical business problem. This is why hundreds of AI caption tools have failed to gain traction. Now let's talk about Pillar 2, defensible technology. In the AI era, this is more nuanced than ever before. Here's a critical question many founders ask. Can you really build a defensible moat when everyone has access to the same large language models like GPT-4 or Claude? The answer is yes, but your moat doesn't come from the base model. It comes from your data flywheel, domain expertise, and integration depth. Think of defensibility as a 3-legged stool. User data that improves your model over time, domain expertise that's hard to replicate, and deep integrations into customer workflows that create switching costs. Let's talk specifically about the data flywheel, because this is your strongest moat in AI. The data flywheel is a self-reinforcing cycle that creates an exponential advantage over time. More users generate more data. More data trains better models. Better models create better products. Better products attract more users. This cycle accelerates over time and becomes nearly impossible for competitors to catch up. Grammarly is a perfect example. They process billions of text corrections daily. Every correction a user accepts or rejects trains their model. After a decade, they have a dataset no competitor can match. Now we come to Pillar 3, unit economics. This is where most AI startups stumble, even with great technology. Let's clarify what we mean by unit economics. Unit economics means the revenue you generate from a single customer minus all the variable costs to serve that customer. For AI startups specifically, compute costs are often the killer. Running inference on large models is expensive. Let's work through a detailed back-of-envelope calculation for a typical AI chat application. Assume an average user makes 100 queries per month. Using GPT-4, each query costs approximately 3 cents when you factor in input and output tokens. So your compute cost per user per month is $3. Add infrastructure, storage, and monitoring costs of about $1 per user. Your total variable cost is $4 per user per month. To have healthy unit economics with 50% gross margins, you need to charge at least $8 to $10 per user per month. Anything less and you're subsidizing each customer. The problem is many AI startups charge only $5 to $7, hoping to make it up on volume. But as the old joke goes, you can't lose money on every sale and make it up in volume. This leads us to what I call the gross margin trap, which has killed many promising AI startups. Traditional SaaS companies have 80 to 90% gross margins because serving additional customers costs almost nothing. AI startups often have 30 to 50% margins due to compute costs. Investors still expect SaaS-like margins, creating a funding trap. But there are proven strategies to escape the gross margin trap. Strategy 1. Start with large frontier models to prove the concept, then gradually move to smaller, specialized models. You fine-tune yours. This can reduce costs by 10 to 50 times. Strategy 2. Implement aggressive caching for common queries and batch processing where latency permits. Many startups see 30 to 40% cost reductions from caching alone. Strategy 3. Price based on value delivered, not compute consumed. If your AI saves a customer $10,000 per month, charge $2,000, not based on your costs. Let's examine a real success story. Jasper AI, the content generation platform that reached $100 million in annual recurring revenue. Jasper focused on marketing teams who spent hours creating content. They built deep integrations with tools marketers already use. They created brand voice features that capture each company's unique style, building a data moat, and they charge $99 to $500 per month based on value. The result speaks for its $100 million in annual recurring revenue in 18 months. This is what happens when you nail all 3 pillars: real problem, defensible moat, and positive unit economics. Now let's talk about go-to-market strategy, because even with a great product, you need a plan to reach customers. A critical strategic question: should your AI startup pursue a bottom-up, product-led growth strategy or a top-down enterprise sales approach? Bottom-up means individual users discover and adopt your product, then it spreads virally within their organizations. Think of how Slack or Notion grew. Top-down means you sell directly to executives or procurement, and the tool gets deployed company-wide from day one. Think of traditional enterprise software. Here's the trade-off. Bottom-up has faster adoption, lower customer acquisition cost, and potential for viral growth. But contracts are smaller initially. Top-down has high-value contracts and predictability, but requires expensive sales teams and has long sales cycles. For most AI startups, the winning strategy is to start bottom-up to prove product-market fit and generate revenue quickly, then layer in enterprise sales once you have clear ROI metrics. Let's talk about metrics. What should you actually be measuring as an AI startup founder? First, distinguish between vanity metrics and actionable metrics. Total users is a vanity metric. Weekly active users is actionable. Here are the 7 metrics that matter most. Monthly active users shows real usage. Retention at day 7 and day 30 shows if users stick around. Queries per user measures engagement depth. Net revenue retention captures expansion minus churn. Gross margin shows if unit economics work. CAC payback tells you how fast you recover acquisition costs. And model accuracy measures your core product quality. Let me give you specific benchmarks for what good performance looks like in each metric. Day 7 retention should exceed 40%. If it's below 30%, you likely don't have product market fit yet. Net revenue retention should exceed 110%, meaning expansion from existing customers more than offsets churn. Gross margins should exceed 60% at scale. Below 50% and you'll struggle to raise institutional capital. CAC payback should be under 12 months. If it takes longer than 18 months to recover acquisition costs, your growth will be capital constrained. Now let's discuss the most common pitfalls that kill AI startups, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Pitfall 1 is the most common: building in isolation without constant user feedback. Many technical founders, especially those from research backgrounds, spend 6 to 12 months building in stealth mode before showing anyone. By the time they launch, either the market has moved on, or they discover the problem they solved isn't actually painful enough for customers to pay. The solution is to talk to at least 50 potential customers before writing significant code. Understand their workflows, pain points, and willingness to pay. Pitfall 2. Overestimating what AI can reliably do in production. AI often works beautifully in demos with cherry-picked examples. Production is messy, with edge cases, adversarial inputs, and reliability requirements. There's a massive gap between demo environment and production reality. In demos, you get 95% accuracy with perfect inputs. In production, accuracy drops to 70% with messy, real-world data and endless edge cases. The solution is to test in production-like conditions as early as possible. Get real user data flowing through your system within the first month. Pitfall 3. Underestimating competition, especially from incumbents. Here's a question founders often worry about. Can't big tech companies just copy whatever we build? The honest answer is yes, they can. But it doesn't matter if you move fast enough to build defensible moats before they notice you. By the time they notice and copy, you should already have several advantages. Proprietary data they can't access. Strong customer relationships with high switching costs. Deep integrations into customer workflows. And brand trust in a specific domain. These moats make copying ineffective. Let's talk about fundraising, because AI startups face unique challenges and opportunities here. The good news is, AI startups can often raise larger rounds than traditional SaaS. The bad news is, investor expectations are correspondingly higher. Here are typical round sizes for AI startups in 2024. Pre-seed is $500,000 to $2 million. Seed is $2 to $5 million. Series A is $8 to $20 million. Series B is $25 to $50 million. These are 2 to 3 times higher than traditional SaaS startups. Here's what investors specifically look for at each stage of AI company development. At pre-seed, investors bet on team and thesis. Do you have relevant AI expertise? Is the problem worth solving? At seed, they want to see a working product and initial traction, at least 10 to 20 paying customers using it regularly. At Series A, you need clear product market fit with strong retention metrics and predictable growth, typically 1 to 3 million in annual recurring revenue. At Series B, you need to prove you can scale with healthy unit economics, 10 million plus in revenue with a clear path to 50 million. Let's talk about timing, because in AI, timing is more critical than almost any other factor. Many people ask, is it too late to start an AI startup? Haven't the big opportunities been taken? The answer is, we're still in the first inning of AI transformation. Most industries haven't even begun to adopt AI meaningfully. Look at adoption rates. Tech companies are at 40%. Finance is at 25%. Healthcare is only 15%. Most other industries are at 10% or less. The massive opportunity is still ahead of us. Here are the specific areas where I see the biggest opportunities for new AI startups over the next 2 to 3 years. Vertical AI for specific industries. Build AI specifically for legal, construction, logistics, or manufacturing. These industries are underserved. AI, infrastructure, and developer tooling. As more companies build AI, they need better tools for monitoring, evaluation, and deployment. AI agents that can handle complex, multi-step workflows. We're moving beyond simple chatbots to agents that can accomplish real tasks. Regulatory and compliance, AI. As AI regulation increases, companies need tools to ensure their AI systems comply with evolving rules. Let's discuss team building, because AI startups have unique hiring needs. The composition of your founding team matters more for AI startups than almost any other type of company. The ideal founding team has 3 perspectives: a technical AI expert who understands models and systems, a product leader who understands users and market, and a domain expert who deeply understands the industry you're serving. Beyond founders, here are the most critical early hires. Hires 1 through 3 should be machine learning engineers who can ship production quality code, not just research prototypes. Hires 4 and 5 should be full-stack engineers to maintain product development velocity. Hires 6 and 7 should be a designer and someone who can handle early sales or customer success. Let me highlight the most common hiring mistakes AI startups make. Mistake 1. Hiring researchers with impressive PhDs who can't ship production code. Academic excellence doesn't equal startup execution. Mistake 2. Underinvesting in product and design. AI is complex enough. Your interface needs to be incredibly simple. Mistake 3. Hiring expensive salespeople before achieving product market fit. Founders should do the first 20 to 30 sales themselves. Let me give you a concrete action plan if you're starting an AI company today or in the near future. Months 1 and 2 should be pure customer discovery. Talk to at least 50 potential customers. Understand their workflows deeply. Months 3 and 4, build a minimal viable product focused on solving one specific pain point extremely well. Don't try to boil the ocean. Months 5 and 6, get your first 10 paying customers. Even if it's manual and doesn't scale, prove people will pay. Months 7 through 9, iterate aggressively based on usage data. Double down on features people actually use. Cut features they ignore. Months 10 through 12, raise a seed round with clear traction metrics. Show retention, growth, and a path to positive unit economics. Let me summarize the absolute critical success factors that separate winners from losers in AI startups. Number 1, solve a hair-on-fire problem that customers will pay for today, not someday. Number 2, build defensible moats through proprietary data and deep integrations. Number 3, achieve positive unit economics within 12 months. Number 4, ship fast and iterate constantly based on real user feedback. Number 5, build a balanced team that combines AI expertise, product sense, and domain knowledge. Let me leave you with some final thoughts about the AI startup opportunity. This is genuinely a generational opportunity. AI will transform every industry, creating trillions of dollars in value. But 90% of AI startups will still fail. The bar is high. Competition is fierce. Execution matters more than ever. Success requires combining technical excellence with business discipline. You can't just be a great AI engineer. You must also understand customers, economics, and market dynamics. The formula is world-class AI capabilities, plus a real problem worth solving, plus business discipline, plus defensible moats, plus positive unit economics, plus fast execution, plus the right team. Get all of these right, and you have a real shot at building something extraordinary. The time to start is now, not because the opportunity will disappear, but because building the data flywheel and customer relationships takes years. The sooner you start, the bigger your advantage. If you're about to start an AI company and can only focus on one thing first, what should it be? The answer is simple but profound. Talk to customers. Understand their pain so deeply that you can feel it yours. Everything else, the technology, the features, the business model, flows from that understanding. Here are some concrete next steps and resources. Join AI founder communities. There are active communities on Twitter, Discord, and specialized Slack groups where founders share learnings. Read case studies of both successful and failed AI startups. The failures teach you more than the successes. Attend AI conferences to understand what's happening at the frontier. The field moves so fast that staying current is critical. Start building relationships with AI-focused investors 6 months before you need funding. Fundraising is a relationship game. We've covered a lot of ground in this guide, from the 3 pillars of success to unit economics, from go-to-market strategy to team building. The AI revolution is real, and it's creating massive opportunities. But those opportunities will go to founders who combine technical depth with business acumen. Remember the fundamentals. Solve real problems for real customers and deliver real measurable value. Don't get seduced by technology for technology's sake. Move fast, stay focused on what matters, and above all, build something that people genuinely love using. That's how you build a lasting AI company. Thank you for your attention. I hope this guide gives you a solid foundation for building a successful AI startup. The journey won't be easy, but for those who execute well, the rewards can be extraordinary. Good luck.